I was born in Rahway, New Jersey, and my parents are both immigrants from Cuba. They moved here to flee political prosecution when they were about 4 or 5 years old. I grew up in a very traditional Cuban household. My name is Christina Kalin. Today I have the opportunity to experience DESCONOCIDO. I invite you to know my story. The number is 164. My grandparents lived with us most of the time, with me and my brother. Every night it was eating your traditional Cuban dishes. And right now on this new venture in my life, I have the opportunity to have my mom working with me. And it gives me a lot of comfort to know that now I'm able to provide her with a job and we get to work together every day and stay as close as we've always been growing up.
What inspired you to pursue a career in law?
Just growing up in a household where my parents always enforced going to school and instilled in us to become educated. And I was actually torn between becoming a teacher and becoming a lawyer. And ultimately, I decided that I wanted to be able to help people, be involved in the community. Oftentimes when people are injured, they don't know what to do, they don't have a lot of help, and I wanted to be able to be that person to guide people in stressful situations. I think the most influential person has been my father. He's always been a very, very hard worker, working long hours, but always still making the opportunity to be a family man and sit down with us at every dinner at night. I think the most memorable thing from my childhood that has molded me into the person today is the fact that my family came here with nothing. And it's given me the strength and the want to be self-sufficient, to be educated, and to work hard for what I have. As I said, my family's came with nothing and worked hard in the United States, and that's kind of what influenced me to be who I am today. The causes that I'm passionate about on the personal level are being involved in my children's school. They go to a Catholic school, so I like to help out. I like to give back to the school and the church as a whole. What drives me are my kids, making sure that I'm a good role model for them, making sure that they have what they need, that they appreciate all that is given for them, and that I hope one day what I've done in my career inspires them to be hardworking and good professionals, even if they opt to not become lawyers in their lives. I attended college at Florida State University in Tallahassee, Florida for my undergraduate program, and I attended Nova Southeastern University for law school. My undergraduate study focus was on social sciences with a focus on education. Throughout law school, I made the dean's list several semesters in a row. I also was part of the law review and articles editor at Nova Southeastern University, and I also graduated magna cum laude. My journey to becoming a personal injury lawyer was the fact that I really knew I wanted to help people. I think that people, after they're involved in an accident, are very vulnerable and they're very stressed and they don't know what to do. And it gives me comfort knowing that I'm that person that they can turn to for help in those stressful situations. Some key milestones throughout my career have been handling several big appellate cases that ultimately would affect hundreds and potentially thousands of other cases. and going out on my own and opening up my own practice are definitely the two big milestones in my career as a lawyer. One of the most notable cases and clients that I have right now are a family that was involved in a house fire, and the house fire was a complete devastation. They lost all of their personal belongings, they lost their pet dog, and they sustained very severe and catastrophic injuries, including burn wounds to their whole bodies. My goal is to give them some sort of peace in what they have endured based on this fire. I know that there can never be a right to the wrong that has happened in losing a dog and losing all their personal belongings, but my hope is that through my work and advocacy for them, that they have some peace at the end of the day.
¿Cómo te sientes al terminar un caso como ese?
I feel a lot of happiness, and I feel very grateful when I have clients who have endured such pain, that they have chosen me to be the person to help them. So once those cases are resolved, I do feel a lot of gratefulness that they chose me to help them through this journey of trying to get some sort of peace in their life. I absolutely get emotional. We have some cases where there's been deaths. For example, we have a mom who lost her son on a scooter accident. And as a mom, that experience, I feel it so much in my heart. And like I said, my goal is to be able to, I know I can never bring her son back, but to give her some peace that she needs in her life. So absolutely, definitely get emotional and cry sometimes with the parents. It's not just about the law part, it's also about being of somebody for them to listen to, them to vent to, and I feel grateful that I can be that person for them.
What is your personal philosophy when it comes to practicing law?
My personal philosophy is client first, client first, client first. Honesty, integrity, and care. I believe in being very accessible to the clients and very communicative. I know that these situations can oftentimes be stressful, and so I like to make myself available to answer questions whenever and however they need those questions answered.
How do you balance your professional and personal life?
By understanding that there are certain times where more attention is going to have to be put on one aspect of my life. If it means sometimes having to leave the office by 5 or 6 to be at one of my kids' sports events, that day, that's what I need to do. Or if it means having to stay at the office a little bit later to meet with a client or take a phone call while we're having dinner at night with my family, so be it. But it's a balance, and it's understanding that sometimes one area might need a little bit more TLC than the other area. On my free time, I enjoy fishing, boating, being out in the sun. I love traveling and hiking.
Where is the next step for you?
Continuing to have a relationship with some of the clients that I've had. I hope that my representation in their life has been so impactful that we stay in touch. And I hope to grow the firm into a place where people want to come and want to work here, and together we all want to help the clients. Everybody that works at the law firm should feel like a family. I believe that if you wake up in the morning and you want to go to work, that is what I want to instill in the employees at the law firm. We all have each other's back. We all have the same goal of making sure that there's success for the client, and there's not one person in the picture that is more important than any other. We all need each other to get to the same goal of getting the best outcome for the client.
Tell me something that probably never imagined.
In pink.
Yep.
Most people are surprised, especially in the professional field, when I tell them that I like the color pink. And I think it's because as a lawyer, everybody thinks everything is so black and white and gray. And then to hear that I'm a pink girl kind of takes people by surprise. And that's a wrap.
Yeah!